the Bible is the word of God, right? If you want to hear God talk, if you want to hear God say something to you, what better than the word? I feel for me, until like you reach kind of like rock bottom and you kind of realize like, oh man, like, where has God been? And then I kind of look back and be like, oh, has God been there the whole time? If I put a place for people to come, God will bring the people. And and God brought the people, right?
Welcome back to the Clay Church podcast. My name is Chrysant, your host, but not the only host for this episode. You might recognize him from episode 1, but join with me today to co-host is Manuel.
Woo! Hello, everyone.
Hey, Manuel.
It's good to be back. It's a pleasure to join. Woo!
Yes,
are we clapping? Sure, let's clap. It's a pleasure to be back.
I'm glad I'm not alone too. It takes the pressure off of me. So
hey, I'll try my best.
I'm glad you're here. So this episode, we're going to be discussing how to stay rooted in God's presence in our daily life, in the mundane moments throughout the week. And join with us today is Jordan C. He's a Clay leader, worship team member, cell group leader, husband, and founder of Clay's unofficial Discord server.
Woo, woo, woo.
Jordan, thanks for being here and welcome.
What's up?
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
We're happy that you're here too.
Yes, sir.
I know, Jordan, you've been in this church for quite a bit. Tell us, how long have you been in ICC and Clay?
How long? Man, that's a tough question. The easy answer is I was born in this church all my life, but there's definitely some gaps here and there where I left for a bit and then I came back and suddenly everything is amazing. And I was like, wow.
It fell into place. Everything is amazing.
Thank God.
What do you mean you were born in this church?
I'm pretty sure my parents would be like, they just, when I was born, they brought me here for the, dedication, when you dedicate your kid.
True.
So they dedicated me when like this building wasn't even here yet, when ICC was in a different building. In a different place,
right.
And then when we moved here, so I could say I feel like I was pretty much born here.
Yo, I don't think it gets any more OG than that.
Yeah,
like you were dedicated as a baby in ICC.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Pretty much. Do you have memories of like the other building?
Not much. I think it was pretty quick. I feel like maybe I was there for like a year, but I honestly don't remember.
As a baby, I'd be surprised if you had memories of it.
Yeah. Have you always been in ministry? Like, I know that right now you're involved in a lot of things. As I said, you're a Clay leader, you're a worship team member, you're a cell group leader.
Sheesh. Keep going.
And the Discord server too. I think that was your creation as well, right?
Yeah, I guess the Discord, that was interesting. I didn't expect it to be I guess Clay server. I only expected it to be like me, Oscar, Rod, Jess, because I originally only made it for 4 of us. And then I think you and Brian came in because we're playing like Valheim, and then I don't know, one day just suddenly there's like 60 people in there, and I was like, oh my goodness, like there's a lot of people in here.
There's like maybe arguably more people on the server than like our daily attendance on Sundays.
Possible too. Yeah.
But worship team ministry, like how long have you been in worship team ministry?
Worship team, I guess it's been on and off. I know when I was younger, we had like this kids band where for the children ministry, instead of doing some YouTube videos for worship, one of the previous pastors or one of the previous people for worship started an initiative to do a kids band where kids from children ministry would play. So I was part of that. I don't even know when I started. Sometime in elementary school, all the way up to high school, probably. Not in kids band, but I guess just in worship. And then I guess when I left for a few years and I came back, I also joined back to worship. So it's been a little on and off. So I would, if I had to guess, maybe like 8-9 years,
right?
Maybe even longer, but I'm not sure. Yeah,
it seems longer. It seemed like forever ago, but I remember a kids band. I was also involved in kids band. I don't know why. Like, I'm definitely not musically gifted in any way, like maybe I could hold a tone, but you know, that's the most that I could do. Do you remember Kids Band?
I remember. Okay, because obviously back then, like if you were 4 years like age difference, it's more apparent when you're like elementary versus like middle and high school, right? So you guys were the cool kids, right? And so one day, as the kids, we just walked in and there's a drum set, there's a guitar, Josie's like singing, and I'm like, yo, we got a full band all of a sudden. So I remember that was pretty hype. Yeah, and I wanted to like play an instrument since then because you guys look cool. But yeah, I do remember that. That was cool.
Yeah, I've actually never like heard of like the kids' perspective because like you know we were the ones doing the band. Yeah, and Milka kind of explained her experience too in her episode. But I've never actually like asked like one of the kids. Well, you're an adult now, but you were a kid at the time. What it was like.
Yeah, honestly, like I remember you guys would be so hyped. Maybe because you were told to be hyped too, you know, to like live it up a bit, and you guys would be like, "Oh yeah, everyone jump." I would look back at the kids; no one was jumping.
No one was jumping,
and I'm like, "Yo, this is so awkward." But you guys really did your best to serve at like such a young age. How old were you guys? Like middle school? Was that like, middle school, high school?
Definitely like elementary school, like before high school for sure.
Yeah, you guys were middle school and you were serving worship. I was like, dude, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, props to you guys, and you've been there for so long.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the hype was when Chrisan and Josephine were just told to make actions with the lyrics.
Yeah,
all the dances.
They gotta be hype, you know.
Yeah, we had to like create basically like dance moves to make it more engaging for the kids.
Sure.
So did you like the dance moves?
I still remember them sometimes.
Okay.
Like if I listen to the songs from back then, I'm like my body just wants to like move. And I'm like, I think it's because I remember the dances. Yeah, that means you guys did a good job. So
thanks, man. I'm glad to hear that.
Of course.
So in Kids Band, did you play the bass too?
No, I played the keys. I played the piano. With,
you play piano?
Yeah, I used to play.
I did not know that.
I used to play the piano for Kids Band because I grew up, I guess, classically trained.
Classically.
Just like piano lessons with a piano teacher who was teaching me like classical music. So I guess back then I used to practice, I guess, a lot. And so I played the piano behind, I think, Jeremiah. He was the main piano guy, but I did not play the bass back then. It was just I can say the reason I play the bass now is just because when we started to move to like the youth ministry, when we had to do in the chapel, there's only one keyboard there, right? The big piano, and then. So, and Jeremiah was mostly the head, so there wasn't, or we would alternate, but I think he said, just pick up the bass. It's easy enough to play like some of the chords. I was like, okay, sure. And then that's pretty much how
So you picked it up because it was easy?
Yeah, basically, quote unquote easy.
The rest was history, man. Oh my gosh. It was that easy, yeah.
Is it true though? Is it easy?
I would say it's easy to play simple notes. It's harder to play more advanced stuff, to fill in things. Like when you see Riv, see I did play there. And going up and down.
True.
Yeah.
No, but I think you play very well though. So.
No, thank you.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, true.
Nah, Jordan has to multitask. All right. Not only does he play the bass, but he's the musical director, so he has to call the shots in the mic too. So I can't imagine having to like coordinate my hands and feet and everything, but then having to talk at the same time. So yeah, you're pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just getting used to it, practicing. But it's good to have a great team. Man, you're always on the drums, and it's easy to follow. So I'm like, okay.
You don't have to worry about him.
I just say, Manuel, let it go freestyle.
Yeah.
Freestyle. Okay, I'll keep that in mind next time.
Nice. Well, other than music, I know that you're a huge gamer as well, and we have a lot of gamers actually in this community. Is there a game obsession that you have right now that you're playing?
Currently, right now, that's tough. There's always a lot of good games to play, but right now me and a couple others like Oscar, Marcelo, even Jess played this game called Ark Knights, where you kind of like make a factory and you kind of
make a factory.
Yeah, you make it as efficient as possible. There's still like fighting and things like that, but there's literally times where I'm just staring at my factory, but how do I make this the most efficient factory possible? And then, Anderson's working on her house. He'd come in, probably see me on the screen, playing. I'm like, dang, okay. But yeah, we're just trying to make the most efficient factory possible. And literally, we would just be talking, it'd be like 8 hours, just looking at the factory, how to make it automate everything.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Do research.
Yo.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous, but yeah.
The corporations are jealous. Like your boss is
Yeah.
jealous of how much attention and like passion you put in efficiency in
True.
this factory.
Yeah.
He's like, why can't I get
Transferable
this?
skills,
It is a transferable skill, yo. You should put it in your resume.
Damn.
Yo, you're spending 8 hours. That's a shift,
Oh,
man.
I know.
That's a
Oh,
full
8
shift.
hours after work, not during work.
Oh, true.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. That's so funny how that's like a game that you can obsess over.
Yeah, it's not
That's true,
shooting.
yeah,
It's not sports. Yeah, let's make a factory efficient. And
that's true. I didn't expect it.
no,
Did
okay.
not expect it at all. That's great.
Mm. And so like that's usually your main source of like how you unwind these days.
Yeah, I would say just playing games is honestly best way to unwind, especially when it's like minus 20 outside and
It's
you just don't want to
true.
go outside.
It's cold, man.
So
It's
just play
true.
games, play some League of Legends, get your nerves a bit.
No, not the League of Legends.
But then you unwind, after. If you win, you unwind. If you don't win, then
It is
Stop.
what it is.
Wow,
But
that's risky.
it must be fun playing with your wife though. Like how's married life been? And you share a lot of the same interests.
yeah, it's been good so far. There's always ups and downs. We're not the perfect couple. I might be the perfect. No, okay,
Yeah,
but
cut
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's been good. It's great. I think the one downside we have right now is we share a double bed, no space. Yes, we need a bigger bed. But otherwise, our hobbies, playing games together. We have our computers beside each other, so when we play games, the room turns into like a heater. Yeah, we played some like Minecraft a bit. We played like Split Fiction, a lot of
Oh yeah.
like 2-player games. So that's just excited for. So I'd say it's been good. We both don't cook, so it's pretty tough. But we live with my parents, and they provide a lot of food, which is great.
Nice.
Nice.
But eventually we gotta learn how to cook, because one day we're gonna be tossed in the wild and fend for ourselves.
Hunt for your food.
Yeah, basically.
Hunt for the
But yeah, married
farm.
life has been
Yeah.
great.
Nice. I'm happy to hear it. I feel like it's such a cute story of like how you guys came to be. And like, I mean, we have our friend Gav who like literally, he has like a saying, like he literally came back and what was it again?
What are you talking about?
The
No,
greatest comeback.
Yeah, Jordan has the greatest comeback of all time.
Oh.
'Cause, Jordan, he did leave our community for a bit
Yeah.
and then he came back all fixed up apparently. He has a
Yeah.
girlfriend.
yeah.
We were talking about it a little bit earlier too.
I think he came back to flex. I think that was it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this community is kind of cool. I'll stay.
Basically.
Wow.
Basically. We were talking a little bit about like your relationship with Jess too, and I think Manuel had a really good question. Do you want to ask him the question again of like how he decided that like Jess was like, oh, I actually really like this girl.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like, obviously, when you're talking with someone, you're also evaluating, right? Like, oh, how's this person? How are they around me? So I was asking, like, were there certain moments while you guys were talking where you're like, oh yeah, I really do want to pursue Jess. I do want to pursue this person.
There was like a certain moment or
Yeah.
a quality.
Yeah, I would say, she has a lot of qualities. Jess, you're watching this, a lot of qualities.
Yeah.
This is your opportunity to like gain some points with her,
True.
you know?
Let's go.
Definitely, the first moment was definitely like, oh, it's an Indo girl,
Yeah.
and the program I was in is like software development. Not many girls are in software development. So an Indo girl in software development, around the same age. I was like, oh, okay, and then
Okay.
I seen her and she I was like, damn, okay. So I was like, okay, okay. So yeah, and then I started talking to her. But I think the more I got to know her, the more I knew she got the brains to back it up. So she's a great problem solver. Solve a lot of our coding questions, a lot of our projects. But I think, as I got to know her more, she speaks well. She has a lot of interests that overlap mine, which is always a bonus. But I think also, she's fairly independent. She came from Indo, came here as a 16-year-old, and was just had to, kind of be alone until, she has relatives here, but still, you gotta go out every day alone, find a job, go to school, things like that.
Yeah.
I think the independent part was really like, oh, okay, like
Attractive to you.
Yeah. Like, you're your own person, I'm your own person, and then we'll still be able to, function together and just enjoy life. Yeah.
And
That's amazing.
she's also never gonna like be one of those wives that tell you to get off the computer.
Yeah.
Stop playing
true.
video games.
Yeah, because she'll be on the computer too.
Wow, goals.
That's amazing. Well, thanks for sharing a little bit about your married life. I feel like it's always fun to ask, couples like how they are, what their dynamic is like. I know you're dealing with a lot right now, dealing with ministry and leading a cell group and then again worship team. Do you find yourself having trouble staying connected to God even despite all that? Like how do you stay connected in the middle of it all?
Yeah, I think it can be a pretty busy time. Definitely, sometimes it overwhelms me in the sense where I'm just like, oh my gosh, we got this, and then we got this, then we got this, and it just takes a toll sometimes. But I think, the best way I stay connected is trying my best to always make it to church, always make it to cell, always see, the Clay community, because it always helps me keep me grounded, especially in God, just because I just gain so much insight from everyone in this community that they always give me different perspectives, different testimonies, and as long as I can put myself in that position to get to be with people, right, to get those insights, to get those experiences, it always helps me re-energize, refresh, so I can go out there, lead the next cell, lead the next sports day, help lead the worship, things like that, and just keep going. So yeah, just really, I think being around other people energizes me to just keep going and be with God.
I could tell that this community, I think, like, means a lot to you, and you gain a lot of inspiration from the members. I can feel the genuineness, like, of your love and care. Like, yes, like, we love to, like, roast people and, like, make fun of, like, our friends here, but I could feel that genuine, like, I don't know, you put yourself in this community very intentionally. And, like, yeah, and I remember, like, a time when, like, you did leave, right? But then you came back. So, like, at that time, like, was there something that attracted you to this community too, like, to come back? And why did you want to come back, I guess, is my question.
Yeah, I guess I left just because, I don't know, I felt it was a pretty down, I guess. Just maybe university, school was hard. As a 18-year-old, I feel like it's hard to really be independent. Personally, for myself, I know others out there, it's a lot easier. But I think coming back was really because after I started going on with Jess, she's Indo. I knew, what's a great Indonesian community to go to.
So she was the one that asked that question.
Not necessarily she was the one that asked, but I thought it would be a great chance for both of us to go to church together, and where would be a great place to go to church together would be, I think, for her, someone, because she always works on Sundays, so she never had the opportunity to go. Then after COVID, now she didn't work there anymore, so now she has a chance. And I thought, like, she's Indo, best to go to Indo place. But I also know people, at Clay. So I was like, let's try going back. I haven't been back in like, I don't know, maybe like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, let's go back and see how it is. And then, and then fast forward to now, what do you know? I fell in love with the community all over again, and so did Jess, which was great. So yeah, I think, Jess reminding me of where to bring Jess.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's why we need wives, man.
Wives needed ASAP.
Wives send wives.
Yeah, wives for evangelism, yeah.
Wives for evangelism. Oh, that's awesome. We got to thank Jess then for your comeback, for your return.
Honestly, dude, I wanted to ask you this because we talked a lot already about how you're one of the OGs here, right? Like, you've spent a lot of time in the church, but that also means you've been in the Christian walk for basically your whole life, right? I think the phrase, being in God's presence is probably a phrase that you hear pretty often. Maybe it's like through cell group or through like sermons, right? But I think for you personally, how has your understanding of what God's presence actually means, like how has it changed or grown over time as you matured in your faith?
Yeah, I think, yeah, as someone who's grown up here, it's still, as a kid, I can see going back, you're kind of just here for kind of like a social aspect, your friends. Obviously, some of my friends, I'm sure, more mature than me and, encountered God or encountered God's presence back then too. But I think for me, it's just mostly memorizing verses, playing in kids band, going to retreat, things like that. And I really think the Christian walk really differs when you start to grow up, when you start to look back at how blessed you've been, how you can see that God has his presence really in your life the whole time, right? And it's just, you really don't see it until, I feel it for me, until like you reach kind of like rock bottom and you kind of realize like, oh man, like, where has God been? And then I kind of look back and be like, oh, has God been there the whole time? I've just haven't been able to see it. And yeah, I think it's just so amazing to kind of look back and also just keep growing. Like I kind of build on the fundamental of he's always been in my life. Now I'm going to try my best to like see him be part of my life and include him, rather than just be like, oh, he's been there, he's done that, maybe he's done. No, I think he's never done. Always keep working.
Amen.
For sure. Yeah, and I think like knowing that God has been there your whole life, or he's always there for you, sometimes like as a Christian who's in their walk for a long time, it can kind of lose, I guess, the value or meaning. It's like, oh yeah, God's always there, so it's like, it's okay, everything's fine, right? But then when you realize that he actually is there the whole time because he has so much that he wants to show you, he has so much that he wants to reveal to you, but all you need to do is just access him, right? Having that shift of perspective, I think, is like pretty life-changing. Like, yeah, I could tell he has a lot that he wants to show you, bro. And so like you just going to him reveals more of him, just even more, like every time you access him, right? So yeah, that's great, man. But also like talking about maturity in the faith, oftentimes in this church we talk about how spiritual maturity is obeying, is being disciplined, even if you don't feel like it, right? We don't just base off our faith off of feelings. So was there ever a moment for you where being rooted in Christ, like you realized it was more than just feeling like it? It was like, okay, what does being rooted in Christ actually mean more than just a feeling?
Yeah, I think, just because of the nature of the world is now, it's everyone's lives get so busy. It's so easy to kind of just, I'll talk to God later. I'll do this later. God, let me do this first. I'll do this later. But I really think that's why a community is so great, because I get so many different perspectives, and it's really it's really just talking to some of my friends that allow me to kind of stay rooted, because they always ask me,
how's this? Like, how's your relationship going? Or
basically.
how's your walk with God?
What's your testimony? What's how has it been? Or like I'm trying to remember what was or usually it's like, why does God do bad things? Basic questions that make me really think and really realize like, oh, like, maybe that's not true, or this and that. And I can say, I can kind of look back in my life and pull out stories. And they kind of just, I would say, just people help me stay rooted, right? People always, when you drift off, the community is to pull you back. So that, I think, really helps. So yeah, just staying with everyone makes it easier.
For sure. I don't know if you guys can relate with me on this, but sometimes people might think that, oh, if you're like a leader in the church, like you're basically immune and you're just like unstoppable. But when you talked about before about how like being in church, being at the cell groups and just experiencing everyone energizes you and it makes you want to like strive for God even more. Like as leaders, like even, you know, being in cell group and talking to everyone else re-energizes us.
No,
I don't know if you guys
definitely.
can relate to that. Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. I can relate. Like, I could be having a really bad week, and like maybe it's during a time where I haven't connected to God in a while, and I feel really discouraged. And of course, that's like when as a leader you still have responsibilities, right?
Yeah.
Like you still have to facilitate cell group and blah blah blah. But then in those moments, like even though you're tired in the beginning, like I never regret attending a cell group.
Yeah.
And the responses and like the sharing and like the willingness to share, like it always amazes me. It always encourages me. Like I feel so encouraged like by the stories of our cell group members. So yeah, I could definitely relate. Like being rooted in the community is definitely one of my ways that I also get reminded of God's presence in my life too.
Yeah. Because sometimes I think it's easy for people to think that as leaders, like our job is just to pour in, right? But I don't think they realize like how much we're being poured into just by being around them, right? And it doesn't have to be through like a testimony or something. Like if I see like, I don't know, like I meet Vic on Sunday and I see her smile, like that's pouring in, you know, and that energizes. So yeah, I'm glad you guys can relate to that too. But
Yeah,
I just
no,
thought that
I
was-
really relate to that.
yeah.
Jordan, is there one area in your life right now where you feel like God is calling you to form deeper roots in?
Yeah, I think for me, a personal goal I've been working on, you know, which I shared, I think in Cell and with my discipleship group, but is to really be more rooted in the Word. I would say now I'm at a point where I meet a lot of people. I can share a lot of experiences, and they ask me a lot of questions, you know, because, you know, as a leader and as someone who's been, you know, as you said, a Christian for a very long time, they ask me all these questions, and I can pull out all my experiences. I can say this is where God is, but really I wanted to be able to also back it up with the Word, you know, because, you know, the Bible is the Word of God, right? If you want to hear God talk, if you want to hear God say something to you, what better than the Word, right? Because, you know, these are all the instructions that God has given us, and, you know, advice and all these things like that. So for me, a personal goal is to be able to kind of understand it, or at least read it more, so I can hear him talk to me, and then I can be able to maybe back, you know, certain testimonies up I have with verses.
Yeah.
You know, so
Like you have concrete evidence.
yeah,
now
exactly.
To back up your testimony. It makes it even stronger. I
Yeah.
feel. That's awesome. And I feel like with that, it will also help when you feel like stretched thin, and with yourself and your ministry, like you're wearing so many different hats. How do you respond in those moments when you feel like you're being pulled too much in a certain direction or many different directions?
Yeah, I think it's really just about, I think your intent for me. I really love the question when we're in cell, when Brandon asks, you know, or not, he didn't ask, but he stated, he's like, I look around and so many people, you know, plan God around their life, but in reality, it should be we plan our life around God. So I think for me, I really try to keep that, you know, it's number one in my mind, where I want whatever happens, you know, like on a Sunday, you know, if I can, you know, I'll try to make it, or Cell, you know, I'll try to make it. So I really want that to be like just always in my mind. So when there's stuff like, oh my gosh, I got to do a lead cell on Friday, and then next day I got to do sports day, and then the next day I got to do worship, you know, I really try to be like, you know what, like, I'm doing this for God. I'm not doing this for myself, and I know God will always provide. You know, we had that sports day that was super cold, like -20.
Yeah, I think it
and
was
then,
in the middle of a snowstorm or
and
something.
I think, you know, some people were telling me, like, are we gonna still have it? And I was saying, like, yeah, you know, because in my opinion, I believe if I put a place for people to come, God will bring the people, and you know, and God brought the people, right? So I try to be like, you know what, I'm tired, I'm stretched out, but I know that in the end, this is worth it. You know, this is what God wants me to do, and I'm gonna just try my best to do it. But I think the great part is also, like, you know, leading Cell, it's not just me. I have there's a lot of leaders, a lot of people support you. Leading sports day, there's not just me, it's a lot of people. Leading worship, it's not just me, it's a lot of people. So I think really the group and the community really helps a lot. Yeah.
That's amazing. Like I can say like with genuineness from my heart, like that is something that I admire about you. Like you always make yourself available for other people. You're always down to hang out. Like you're always at Kung Fu
Yeah,
Tea
yo.
or whatever. What are they? What
Mr.
are,
Sun?
Yeah, Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, not Kung Fu Tea. No free sponsors.
No free sponsors. Nope.
But you're always like, you know, talking to everyone in the community, and like I like there's so much other people like my friends also like that get really tired and rightfully so, right? Because everyone's dealing with so much. They have stressful jobs, they have a lot of responsibilities outside church. But like despite that, like I'm sure you do as well, and like you're always so down to connect with people here. So I really admire that about you.
Yeah, dude, like after every hangout, it doesn't matter what time it is. If I just look at Jordan and I make eye contact, I'm like, all right, we're getting bubble tea.
Yeah.
I could always trust that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually crazy. Like, do you ever find those moments like a burden? Like, be honest. Like, be honest.
He's like, oh God, Manuel's coming. Oh God, he wants to get bubble tea. Fine.
Do you actually like? Is it in your personality or like nature? Do you feel like you're just meant for this type of stuff?
I think you know, as a human, there's only so much you can take. I think sometimes it does get tiresome.
Yo, my bad. Yeah, now I know.
Sometimes it does get tiresome, but it also because you know you're there, because
Whoa.
you know Marcelo's there, because Ivana's there.
I'm not there.
Or sometimes Kasana's there, yeah, and it's
True,
it's
true.
easier, right?
Yeah.
Because we're all there. But again, just being together just energizes you. But I think also, I just feel like, you know, it's just a great. I don't know. Just hanging out always feels fun. You know,
Yeah.
it's always a great time to be together
Mhm.
and to just always, yeah, kind of just hang out, drink bubble tea.
For
you know?
sure, yeah. If anyone's watching and they're in the community and they want to hang out, just go to Jordan.
Just
You know,
hit up
skip a couple
Jordan.
steps, just go straight to him. Yeah,
This is North York. If you want to go hang in Mississauga, you guys know who to go.
for sure. I'll take care of you. Yeah, bro. But I actually want to go back to when we were talking about you staying connected. Like for you specifically, man, like I can see the evidence of you trying to stay connected through your discipline, you know, showing up even if it's a snowstorm, or coming to church every Sunday without fail, right? But also even through our discipleship group. Like me and Jordan are in a discipleship group together with David too. Shout out David.
Shout out David.
And we've been reading the word every day and keeping each other accountable. So I could tell that you want to stay connected and have a desire to do that. Are there any habits or rhythms that help you stay anchored in that, or do you have any like small daily practices that kind of help you stay connected no matter what?
I think for me right now, the small practice I have is I just try to do at least a verse of the day. Try to just get that Bible open, you know. Like David always says, getting the Bible open is half the battle. So, you know, once you can do that, then it should flow a lot easier. But I also think just praying daily, you know, helps you connect with God. You know, trying, you know, I haven't been able to pray, you know, every day, but when you do, you get in that rhythm. You know, it really helps because everyone always says, "How do I talk to God?" And you know, the answer is just to pray. So I think that really helps a lot. It helps you kind of calm down, kind of vent some stuff to God too. You know, sometimes I use it as a venting
True.
person, but
Same here, bro.
most of the time, I think, you know, for those people who drive, it's easier to talk to God when you're alone driving home. You'll be like, "Oh God, you know, this happened." So
That's true. I remember
Yeah.
when I had like a long commute. I used to live in Georgetown. Like I really liked the car rides. Like the car rides were a great way to, I feel like, have some alone time with God.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Or like if you're commuting, yeah, you basically like no excuse. Like you have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna like spend time with him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like as you've been getting more connected into the word, do you have a certain verse or passage that you return to kind of recenter yourself that you maybe want to share to anyone, to
yeah,
us?
I had a verse. I wish, because David always says context is important, and I
Yeah.
wasn't able to kind of kind of research
Oh, research.
the whole context. But when I
Worship the verse.
when I heard this verse, I was like, oh, this is pretty. I like it. I did James 1, 2-7. Said,
Okay.
Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let that perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord.
Wow.
Nice.
That's powerful. I mean, what do you get from that? Why does that stick out to you?
Yeah.
I think it just sticks out to me because your whole life will be full of trials, full of tests, full of patience. You know, even marriage, right? Me and Jess are married, and it's always up and down, right? It's never always going up. But like Pastor Mike says in our retreat, it's going up, but in this kind of motion.
The
spiral
not
one.
straight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that. But I think the best part of that verse is, if you lack wisdom, ask God. And I think nowadays, when I'm a husband, head of our family, right, and I kind of have to make decisions that's best for both of us, decisions for the future. This is the first time I've done this. I don't know too much, and there's only one person, besides obviously like everyone else I can ask. Really just ask God. Like, God, what should I do next? What should I do for the future? What should I do for this and that? And it really humbles me in the sense where I don't know anything, and God, I just want to ask you for everything.
Yeah, like we have that opportunity to just let that go and like let him, like trust in him in those circumstances. That's amazing. Do you have any other disciplines that maybe you haven't tried yet and would like to try? Like recently we've been talking about fasting. Have you ever fasted before?
I've fasted once, and that was with a group of our friends, me, Marcelo, Rod, Will. We fasted before, and that was an experience that I think I enjoyed. But I can tell you it's pretty hard because try to skip a meal, is pretty hard. But I can say from that experience, it was eye-opening, and I think it was something that I would try to do more. It's just I think doing it as a community is a lot easier.
Yeah, because you have accountability.
Yeah,
Things like Rod
that.
Also was in on that?
Yeah, we did a cell group, and then after that cell group, we decided let's pick a day, let's pick a meal, and let's fast for this one. So yeah, we did that.
Was it for just one day of the week or like?
Yeah, it was only one day, one meal of the week. I think we wanted to start small,
Yeah, no, of course. Like if you've never done it before, I don't think I recommend just going a 40-day, 40 night.
40 day, 40.
You want to survive, You want
yeah. We want to still be able to function, So has there been a moment in leadership that really pushed you to rely more on God? And I guess like in leadership, like how do you balance leading others while still making space for God to lead you?
Yeah, I guess definitely having a cell group is the best way for me to balance it, I guess, to make space, because like you said, we're leaders, but we're also people. We're not just here to give. We also need some, I guess, like pouring in, as you said. And I think our cell group is a great place to do that, where I can just go, this is what happens, this is stressing me out, guys. And then they can, they give me advice or they pray for me as well, which is very powerful. And I think just allowing myself to be open, allowing myself to be, again, available and just vulnerable. Because, as leaders, we're nothing, I don't know, lack of a better word. Yeah, we're not special, right? Oh, we just want the heart to serve, right? We just want to serve, right? There's no special talent that we have. Oh, this guy can do that. He's a built-in leader. No, it's really about your heart, right? It's really about, if you're willing to serve, if you want to serve, then it should be an honor to serve. So I think that's why we're all here. So I think for me, it's just being able to recognize I'm not, on the high horse, right? I'm not up there. I'm just like everyone else, and I need to go through the same motions that everyone else goes, and I need to you know, I have the same feelings everyone else does. So
So for
Yeah.
you really take opportunities like when you're with everyone to also like receive from God, but also receive from others as well. Like your heart posture, it's like really important to be open because of your humility, right? And like not from your arrogance of thinking that like, oh, I don't need to receive anything from other people. Your heart posture is like really receptive of what everyone is going through and what everyone is saying.
Yeah, I think our discipleship and our leaders retreat, I opened up a lot, and I think it was just, you know, God telling me to be more open and more vulnerable. I think I cried once or twice, and I was like, "Damn,
Once or
I
twice?
didn't think that true." Don't expose me, Croissant.
Well, I don't know. I'm not in their discipleship group,
But yeah, and I think what really kind of humbled me is I think I asked David one time. I was like, you know, we read this passage before. Like, are we gonna read it again? Like, didn't you just go over it? And then I remember him saying, he's like, you know, how arrogant can I be to not learn something else from this passage? You know, like God can speak to all of us in different ways, different times, and we can learn more. And I was like, you know what? I was like, damn, like this guy just schooled me, put me on my
Yo.
place. I was like, oh,
he
okay.
clocked you.
Yo,
Yeah,
Frank,
he clocked you.
He clocked me, and I was like, okay. But that was something I heard, and I was like, damn, like that is a great way to look at things too, right? Like, you know, I might do things a million times. I might, you know, train like 10 co-ops, but if I'm, you know, if I'm not humble and humiliating, I can learn something from each of them, something
Yeah.
different, right? So, yeah, I think being more humility and being open is, well, yeah, it's allowing me to Dollars.
Allows you to be led by others while being in leadership. That's awesome.
And I think it's the same way with God too. Like, honestly, God is so good and he's so patient. Like, because of his character, I know that it doesn't matter how many times he wants to remind me, like he will keep reminding me of things that I need to be reminded about. And of course there'll be seasons in my life, or maybe in each of our lives, where like we're not in the right posture to hear it, and we're just like, whatever, right? But he would just keep telling you the same things that you need to hear. And yeah, it's just like he's so good. And I think what you said before about allowing yourself to be available actually kind of hit me a bit, because like we were talking about with spiritual maturity, sometimes you got to do stuff even if you don't feel like it, right? But allowing yourself to be available means like, okay, you go to that cell group even if maybe you don't feel like it. But because you're always available, you're always in the proximity, like you're opening up the chances for you to experience God, right? There's an alternate reality where you just never experience cell group. And maybe it's because you don't feel like going.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel like going and you allow yourself to be available, then you'll just experience it more and more. So I really like what you said about that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like opening up yourself to more opportunities. Like, of course, you're bound to receive something. You're bound to like be filled up with something if you're there, if you're present. Looking back on the season of your life, what's one lesson about being rooted in God that you wish you knew before?
What's one lesson I wish? That's a great question. I think to me is just learn the spiritual disciplines. For me, I think I wish I was more disciplined and more into, I guess, having a group that would want to do it together. You know, like let's say, you know, right now we started to read, I think, the book of John in our discipleship group, and every day someone will put in this chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and I think back then if you can find, you know, like a group to do that, it would have been
So much
so
easier.
so much beneficial as well.
Yeah.
And I wish I kind of had that. Well, I think I wish I was mature enough to try to either make that group or find that group.
Right.
Because back then it's hard as a kid to try to want to do that.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
sure.
you have different desires, I
Yeah.
think. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you're young and you're immature.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be honest, we're on chapter 10, right, for John? Yeah, there were some nights where I actually didn't feel like doing it, but then David texted the group, yo, chapter 8, and I'm like, all right,
Fine.
Okay, I'll do it.
I'll do
I gotta
it.
send that emoji, that thumb emoji saying that I did it. Yeah, so it's been a real blessing for sure.
Awesome. And if someone feels overwhelmed or distant from God, what's one step do you think from your experience that they can take to help them stay rooted?
I think just always be available, always be willing, it's like you say, even if you're not willing, hopefully if you come out to cell group, if you come out to church, even if you don't want to, we're all in it together, like Pastor Mike said, what was it, Christian by proximity. And then we can, if you're in the proximity, then you will eventually get closer. And also we will, pray for you. We'll, help you out. We will, and if you're vulnerable with us, we can not necessarily solve your problem, but we're all going through the same things, We might not be going through the exact same thing, but we may have gone through it before, may have gone through it. We're going through it now, but there's just all perspectives that we can have. And if you're feeling distant, just come out, hang out with us. And,
we're always available.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan is. Me, I don't know.
Jordan
You're gonna
is,
have to like schedule in, I'm joking. I'm available too. I'm available too.
True.
I'm available too.
Yeah.
I like hanging out within reason.
Within reason, yeah. So you're hanging out with us after this, right?
I
to.
don't know about that. I actually have hot pot tonight with my family, so I don't think I'm gonna.
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
I know you guys are going, so.
I thought we were family.
Yeah,
What's
this
going
is
on?
We are family, immediate family.
Oh, immediate family.
You
My
know,
bad.
Mom, dad.
we can come too, no?
True. Maybe. I'll have to ask Anderson.
True.
All right. Before we close, what's a piece of advice or words of encouragement do you have to all your fellow members of Clay? Or you have one person you want to call out, that's fine too.
One person, not kidding. If I had one words of encouragement, come to our community is just amazing. We experience all different things, different perspectives, but the one thing we have that everyone has in Clay that's common is our genuine love for one another.
Yep.
And I think if you think you're not feeling loved in this community, if you think you're feeling left out, I encourage you to just keep coming and you will feel loved. You will get that love. Like Pastor Danny was talking about today, he was talking about, God is love. If you don't know who God is, if you want to experience God, Clay is a place where we experience love, and in turn we'll experience God together.
Amen.
So if you guys are only watching online, or friends and family are watching this, come to Clay.
Yes.
Sure.
Oh
Come
my
to Clay,
gosh. He took all the words from my mouth. I don't even have to do a closing anymore.
What a close, yeah.
Yeah, but thank you so much, Jordan. It's been a real honor to have you here. And I would say Manuel and I are both really blessed.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks for
bro.
having me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you're watching and you've been blessed by this episode, feel free to like and comment. If you need prayer, we would love to pray for you. Make sure to follow us at Clay Toronto and Instagram. And we're here on Spotify as well. So catch our podcast there. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. Woo. See you.